Hello and welcome to the National Debate. For the second time in less than 6 months, viewers, Pakistan has shown the white flag during a full-scale conflict. The nation which spreads, abets and aids terrorists accuses Afghanistan of harboring terror. On the other hand, Afghanistan blames Pakistan for bloodshed, a series of explosions and even harboring the ISIS. Both nations implemented a ceasefire following the deadliest border clashes in years that killed dozens of people and led to evacuations on both sides. Viewers, today, the 48-hour truce ends. In fact, in the latest, the Pakistan Prime Minister has said that it's ready to hold talks with Afghanistan, but only on legitimate and mutually respectful conditions. As an uneasy calm prevails in between both countries, the war has claimed several innocent lives. Let's first introduce our guest. Joining us is Major General Sanjay Meston. He's an ex-defense attaché to Afghanistan from India. Of course, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, senior fellow of the IPCS, is with us. Also with us is Zahak Tanveer, who's a Middle East expert. We have Timur Safi, who's an Afghan-American political commentator. Joining us from Pakistan is Major Nadeem, a Pakistan defense analyst. We have Dr. Saeed Elahi, leader of PMLN and former minister in Pakistan's Punjab province. We have Dr. Atikur Rahman, professor of international relations, joining us on the show. Viewers, let's first go across to what we are talking about in terms of the major talking points. Why is this very significant? Let's take us through what really this means, because they were once known as inseparable brothers. Now Pakistan and Afghanistan are fighting each other at the borders, and there are several reasons which have deteriorated the ties between the two countries. The first is the airstrike that took place on the TTP chief Noor Wali Mahsood. There's also the fact that Pakistan accuses Afghanistan of harboring the TTP. There's also a second aspect, which is tensions flaring over the issue of militancy and terror. Pakistan accused TTP of directly daily targeting attacks. There's also Afghanistan accusing Pakistan of harboring ISIS, which of course is the counter concern that is being expressed. The third reason, Afghanistan has accused Pakistan of bombing sites in Kabul. Pakistan neither confirmed nor denied these claims that were made. Reason 4, Pakistan closed the border crossings with Afghanistan. And this, of course, led to a situation where Afghanistan claimed that Pakistan is targeting civilians. This is, of course, some of the major reasons why ties between these two countries have recently deteriorated. But let's look at what has been playing out. Now, the first claim that has been made from Afghanistan's side is that Pakistan requested for a ceasefire. The second claim is that Pakistan reached out to Qatar and Saudi Arabia. They've also gone on to say that Pakistan asked Qatar and Saudi to stop the offensive from the Afghanistan side. And they've also said that Pakistan told mediators, for God's sake, stop Afghans. Allah ke waste is a quote. Pakistan feared an extremely harsh response from Afghanistan is, of course, another claim that's coming in from the Afghan side. But what really happened in terms of what Pakistan did? Well, Pakistan went begging to Qatar and Saudi Arabia. And these are the two countries that are believed to have mediated with Afghanistan to go slow as far as these attacks are concerned. Now, this is something that Afghanistan has claimed repeatedly, and this is something that has not outrightly been denied by Pakistan either. Of course, we know as Pakistan has ties with Saudi Arabia as well. So this is, of course, as far as the entire process of mediation is concerned. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our guests. In fact, all right, why is this very significant? Let's quickly tell you this as well. Why Saudi, Pakistan's only hope? It's entered into a defense pact. They've also signed a strategic mutual defense agreement recently and formalized the strategic relationship between the two countries. They've pledged that attack on one equals an attack on both. That's clearly the kind of line that has been taken between the two countries, as well as the fact that Saudi Arabia now coming out and being part of those negotiations. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our guests now. Second time in 6 months that we are looking at a situation where Pakistan has to wave the white flag. First with India and now Afghanistan.
Are we surprised by this, Madhav? You know, this is the problem when countries decide to overshoot their abilities. I don't know how you translate "aukat mein raho" into English, but you know it's a very unique Hindiism. This is what happens when you overshoot. This is not the first time either. Their elites spend wantonly. They've reduced their country into penury, into a debt trap they can never get out of. They get into fights, not just this time. Remember what they did with India and what they got back in Sindoor wasn't the first time they've done this. They've done this in Kargil, where their government fell. There was a coup after that. Their government had to go girgirao flying to America. Then there was the case of 1971. Then there was the case of 1965. Then there was the case of 1947. They are chronic. They use all this very big jargon, big language, and things like that. And unfortunately, the feudal state, the rapine leadership of this feudal state, which has never modernized past 1857, takes its own people for a ride. They live off their people like the worst kind of parasites you can ever get. No modern state would elites live off like that. No modern state you would see the kind of income disparity you have there. The worst affected in all of this, the first victims of the Pakistani state are the Pakistanis themselves. I wish them luck, because I don't see any future for them with either Imran Khan or Shehbaz Sharif or whatever dispensation have you. As long as the Pakistan army is around, they can keep claiming victory from everywhere. Imagine, at least with India, where a peer competitor with Afghanistan, a ragtag army, no air force worth its salt. Are you kidding me?
Major Nadi, would you like to respond to that? You have Afghanistan, which is not even a formal army in that sense, and you've actually literally had to go and beg peace with them. Is this what it's come down to as far as Pakistan is concerned?
I was just hearing the joke, and I was really laughing. Pakistan is a nuclear country. We are manufacturing fighter aircraft, main battle tanks, all types of munitions, missiles, ballistic cruise, you name anything. And you see what, despite all these, you are showing that Pakistan, against Afghanistan, those who are having AK-47 rifles, and we are raising white flags. Shame on you people. Okay? And
you didn't go begging to Qatar and Saudi? You didn't go begging to Qatar and Saudi? You didn't ask them to intervene?
We are having a mutual defense agreement. Yeah. And let me ask one question from all the panel. Did we show any white flag against your Operation Sindoor?
Of course. You called a DGMO. It's a matter of public record. Of course you did. You begged for mercy. You went begging to the United States. You begged India for mercy. Even your defense ministers agreed to that. He said so on record. So don't lie. Don't lie. You have been humiliated in that battle, sir. Please admit it. And they're refusing to acknowledge it. Major General Meston. Abhijit, coming to you. Let Major General come in, please.
Yeah, Madhav, firstly, let me be very clear. I think such people should not be even got to such discussions, because they will keep lying and they are always in a state of denial. They are just useless fellows. I was in Afghanistan and I know the performance of the Pakistan army. That time also a Ghoshta incident happened. The way the Afghanis hit them, that was solid hit, and these guys were running away. They had just captured one of their posts in Ghoshta, so their history is known to them. And they are talking about AK-47, these Afghan fighters. The same Afghan fighters have withstood the Soviet Union for 10 years. The same Afghan fighters have withstood the Americans with the support of Pakistan. Total support of Pakistan, they were hit very badly.
Yeah, that's what he's describing. But let me just tell you, Mr. Saeed Elahi, what has happened that you have to plead going to the Taliban saying, Allah ke waste, stop fighting. This is what Afghanistan is saying. How humiliating can it get for you?
I think you are a quite reasonable man, but I don't know why you always tell a lie. And why Indian,
this is widely reported. I am not saying anything. It's widely reported in the media, sir. Forget me. This is what Afghan government's position is. Have you not read the news?
Let me talk for a while. Your generals,
if you're calling me a liar, then I will counter you. You're not going to get away with fibbing on national television, please.
I think all of your friends here have already explained that Afghanistan is a small country and we didn't ask or request for any white flag or something or ceasefire. Because as you said, but you remember very well that Prime Minister Modi had requested Qatar to forgive those Indian naval officers who were involved in spying and providing information.
What does that have to do with Pakistan?
So he requested, but we didn't request to Qatar or anybody. We can fix our problems ourselves, we can fix all terrorists based in Afghanistan, coming from China, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, ISIS, or from anywhere. So we know them very well. So we'll hit them, we'll smash them, we make sure they don't attack Pakistan anytime, anywhere.
Mr. Elahi,
So this time,
may
we
I
are
just
not
read
raising
out?
white flags.
May I
We
just
are
read out
crushing
from
them,
your own?
smashing
I'm just
them,
reading out from your
eliminating
own
them.
Islamabad-based think tank. I'm just reading out.
We
Listen
are
to me.
eliminating them.
Listen to me. This is not what India is saying. This is not what Afghanistan is saying. Listen to your own think tank. This is the Center for Research and Security Studies, which says that you're facing a quad of terror: TTP, BLA, ISIS-K, and even Taliban. And all of these are your own creations. Your own
And
state
we
has
will make
sponsored
you
them.
Safe also. I think India should thank Pakistan that they are a wall between terrorists and India. So we are stopping.
What wall? You are terrorists
those
yourself.
terrorists to come
What
to
wall?
India.
What
If we
wall are
allow
you?
them, they will
You're
come to
spreading
India.
terror into India and you said we should be thankful to you. Have you lost it?
Why not? Because we are hitting terrorists of the world. We are
You are
saving
hitting
the world.
terrorists.
We are saving India.
You're hitting terrorists.
From terrorists.
What have you done to
We
terrorists like
give
Hafiz
to
Saeed?
terrorists to India,
Zakir
they will make havoc.
Rahman Rafni is fathering children inside your jail. That's how you're hitting terrorists.
I think we are hitting all terrorists. Because terrorists, if they're having their families
And
with
allowing them to multiply inside jail. Let me bring in Timur
Not at
Safi.
all,
Timur
not at all.
Safi,
We-
no
we
question
have
of any kind of
totally
ceasefire. Let
we
Timur
have
Safi come in. Let's the Afghan view come in now.
terrorists
No question of
in
ceasefire. We
Afghanistan.
didn't go to Qatar. We didn't go to Saudi Arabia. Now this is what Pakistan is trying to do to save face. What's the truth of this matter, Timur?
Well, before everything, I want to start that this saddens me that in 21st century, in 2025, we're sitting here and talking about literally like if a neighbors are fighting in a small, between two homes like this. I mean, Pakistan, like you said, in past 6 months, first started something with India and then Afghanistan. Every time when I go to Europe, I see the countries in Europe, how in love and in prosperity they live. I get jealous because are we not civilized enough society? Are we not civilized people to live like that, to have same currency between India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, and even Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and to have open border like that? Or are we animals? Look at this. We're sitting here talking like children here. I'm going to smash you. We are nuclear power. We're going to do this to Afghanistan. Really? You call yourself a Muslim country and you talk about another Muslim country, another human being like this? Why? What kind of joy do you get from this? That's first of all my message to the whole world, to Pakistani government and everybody. This saddens me, and the whole world is laughing at us. And why can't we be like Europe? They had their fair share, Europe. They had their World War II, but they live in love and prosperity. Look at their economy right now, and look at Pakistan's economy. Look at India's economy, where they are at right now. They have engineers, they have software developers all over the world in India and all that. And look at where Pakistan is. And they're starting something with the poorest of the poorest country in Afghanistan. So now to answer your question, yeah, of course, Pakistan knows that there is every single weapon that they're going to use is going to cost Pakistan money. Why do they start it? Because there's so many reasons for it. Afghanistan's government goes to India, they're panicking. Afghanistan government goes to Russia. Russia recognizes the Taliban government. So either Pakistan did it, or Pakistan has always been the puppet regime there. The people of Pakistan, they're great people. But the government, my God, the government is one of the puppet regimes. So who's behind this? Who's giving them some dollars and throwing a bone to them to do this? They need to stop. Why are they starting something and then they cannot finish it?
Right.
Like one of the brothers said, "Apne had mein raho." That means stay within your limit. If you're going outside your limit, then don't start going and begging others to come and help you resolve this.
Right. Let me bring in some others now. Dr. Atikur Rahman, respond to that, because what he's saying is essentially this, if I can put it in a nutshell. You know, India exports software, it exports many things. The only thing that Pakistan exports is terror. And now your economy is so broke that you can't even fight a war, which is why you're begging for peace. Apne had mein raho is what the previous panelist just told you.
Okay. You will not interrupt me. Let me complete my position, and you will not put my mic on.
Don't dictate terms to me. If you want to participate in the debate, please participate. Question has been answered. Ask, please answer that.
Do not interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. Let me complete what I'm saying. You just mentioned here that people are lying. I think everyone in the world, they have known who is everyone aware who is lying. So the first report of disinformation campaign, it revealed that the Indian media and you people are lying to the world. And then during the Operation Sindoor, whatever you launched,
What is the lie?
Eventually converted.
What is the lie? What is the lie? Tell us.
Approach for the people.
What is the lie? Atikur Rahman, what is the lie?
The disinformation campaign.
What is the lie? What is the disinformation? Tell us.
Everyone witnessed in the world. Everyone.
What? What did we witness?
We are not saying. We are not saying you are lying.
What did we witness? The only thing we witness is Khwaja Asif making a fool of himself by telling the whole world that we have been doing the dirty work for the West. What else did we witness? Tell us.
Inaccurate information. You are the people who are spreading the inaccurate information.
So there's no fighting going on between Pakistan and Afghanistan now.
So you do not.
They have not taken over parts of the Durand line. What is that misinformation? Tell us.
Okay, what kind of port you captured during the war?
Forget all that. Simple question we are asking you. Is the Durand line are parts of the Durand line under occupation of Afghanistan or not? Tell us. Have they occupied portions of the Durand line or not? Atikur Rahman, talk about the current context.
Disinformation campaign. You can Google it. European disinfo lab has revealed your disinformation operation on the.
Atikur Rahman, talk about your broken economy. No, why don't you talk about your economy who's so broke, you can't fight a war, you're begging for peace, you're begging Afghanistan, you're running to Qatar and Saudi with a begging bowl, you're running to the United States begging, seeking aid, you're running to the IMF, the World Bank. Admit it. Admit that you're so broke that you can't even fight a war. You can abuse, you can try and say whatever you want, but let me bring in Zaq Tanveer. Zaq Tanveer, you know, this is amazing. When Pakistan is confronted with a mirror, it has no response to what is there in the mirror. It will say the mirror is wrong and start blaming the person holding the mirror up to them. That's what we are clearly witnessing here.
Indeed, that's true. Pakistan put down the pants in 1971, if you remember, when Bangladesh liberation happened. 93,000 of them, they just pulled down the pants and they gave it to Bangladesh. And the same is happening right now in Afghanistan, and we see the visuals where the Afghan army is demonstrating with the Pakistani pants, and Pakistani army is running away from the field. And all these things, the other guys who are talking about the Pakistan economy, Pakistan nuclear power, and Pakistan this and Pakistan that, and they say that in Operation Sindoor, India, they defeated India. No, that's not the truth. You know, the Tim Willey, who was the diplomat of the UK to Pakistan, he said that on the TRT, the Turkish television, he said that very loud and clear. He said that when this Operation Sindoor was happening, Pakistan ran to the Middle East and to the West to get the breathing space. This is what he said on the Turkish television. So this is very, very clear. And what these guys are doing is they're just, you know, making up the stories, and they're trying to show themselves as the victors in the war which happened with India. And now what is happening right now in Afghanistan, they're losing the battle. And these guys were claiming about the jet fighters, nuclear, and this and that, and they cannot even sustain the AK-47s of these Afghanis. So that's the reality. And let me tell you what happened with me when I was in Saudi Arabia. These guys are claiming about the economy. Yeah, the economy of Pakistan is dependent on the opium, the shabu trade, the drugs. They sell the drugs, and it all happens under the eyes of ISI, under the eyes of Pakistan Army. And ask them, why are the Saudi jails and the Gulf jails are full with the Pakistanis selling the drugs to the Arabs? And when you ask them, why do you sell drugs to these Arabs, they justify it. They say these people deserve it. And then when the calamity happens, the crisis happens, they run to the same Arabs seeking their refuge and their help. So the Pakistan is fully built on hypocrisy. It's full on duality. It has no principle. It's a rogue state, to be honest.
Absolutely. Respond to that, Atikur Rahman. Nothing but a rogue state. Nothing but a state that is based completely on selling drugs and selling drugs to your neighbors, the very neighbors who are your strategic allies.
Your whole problem originated when we signed the defense pact with the Saudi Arabia. We have very good relation with the Saudi Arabia. When we signed the defense pact with Saudi Arabia, that has given you a pain. So it has multiplied your pain of your operation with, sorry, it was Operation Sindoor. So it has multiplied the pain of that operation. So
simple.
I can understand, my sympathies are with you. I can.
Sir, 71 also you had a pact. We thrashed you then also. And you will repeatedly be thrashed by India if you try these misadventures. Abhijit wants to respond to you. Abhijit.
See, there was this clash for a few days between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. Where was Saudi Arabia? Where was the Mutual Defense Pact? Kuch hua? Nothing. Now, you see, our Afghan friend was absolutely right. You know, the Afghans, he made the mistake, however, of assuming that Pakistan is a Muslim state. It is not. It is a state that whose leadership engages in shirk. Have you seen, they put up big posters of their failed marshal and their leaders, Shehbaz Sharif and Nawaz Sharif and Bilawal Bhutto and Benazir Bhutto and Zardari, and they worship them like gods. Asim Munir goes around telling people he is greater than the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Have you ever heard of this? This is a demon worshipping shirkist state. It is a shirk regime that is ruling, claiming to be Muslims. The true Muslims are the Afghan Taliban. You may not like their interpretation, but at least they live up to what their religious beliefs are. They are patriots. They don't sell their country out. They fight every single superpower. The other country, on the other hand, sells itself to every single superpower. One who fights, one who sells. You tell me, koi sharam bhi hai in logon ka? Tell me something, Madhav. Why is it that only Pakistan has a problem with every other country? We accuse them of terrorism. The Afghans accuse them of terrorism. The Iranians also accuse them of terrorism. They have 3 neighbors. All 3 of them are accusing them of terrorism.
Let's not forget United States, which took out Osama bin Laden from Abbottabad. And let Dr. Saeed Elahi respond to that. I think that's a fair point.
And imagine, their army is so incompetent, they can't even find him in Abbottabad, living 2 kilometers from their army base.
From their own army garrison. Absolutely. And obviously that shows the kind of complicity with terror that exists. Dr. Saeed Elahi, everybody has you have a problem with every country. Every country accuses you of spreading terror. And you're in complete denial. You claim that you're fighting terror, whereas you're actively abetting and supporting terror on your own soil. One thing is very clear, Dr. Elahi, the simple point is this, that, you know, when it comes to your own army chief, what business does he have engaging with the diplomats? What business does he have engaging with heads of state? The fact is that you guys claim to be a democracy. You're nothing of the sort. You're essentially a military autocracy, which is what you've been for several decades. But let me quickly bring in some of the other aspects that we're talking about why these new ties between India as well as Afghanistan are evolving, how they've radically changed. And clearly the takeaways coming out of this is that after 4 years, India has reopened the embassy in Kabul. What else are we looking at? Let's get the next takeaway. The healthcare cooperation with Afghanistan that has been announced. Also, of course, let's bring the next takeaway that we're looking at in terms of what is happening between 2 countries. India is going to extend healthcare treatment to Afghans. That's the 3rd takeaway. 4th takeaway, symbolic gesture of India to gift 20 ambulances to Afghanistan as well. We've seen how India has said that it will continue to offer scholarships to Afghans, also is going to be announced. In fact, Afghanistan has invited India to invest in the mining sector, and we saw that meeting taking place between various corporate heads as well, along with Afghanistan. Both nations have also said that they will be cooperating on hydroelectric projects as well. That's another big takeaway coming in. So really looking at a huge amount of cooperation between the 2 countries. Let's also take a look at some of the statements that have been coming in. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, said that they vow to fight cross-border terrorism. Amir Khan Muttaqi, the Afghan Foreign Minister, has said that we'll never go against India. Very, very clear statement over there. S. Jaishankar saying must fight against terror together. Muttaqi saying that we will always stand with India. Appreciate support after Pahalgam, says India. Afghanistan says won't allow any anti-India activity on our territory. Ties based on mutual respect. And of course, as Jaishankar saying, appreciate the support after Pahalgam. Major Meston, let me bring you in on this. What has drastically changed? Of course, we all know how Pakistan would try and exploit Afghan territory in the past to try and spread terror. We all know what has happened as far as IC-814 is concerned. But now, things have radically changed. Is this what is unnerving Pakistan? Because it's completely losing grip over its neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. I must state very clearly that India and Afghanistan has traditional and cultural ties, historical ties. And so nothing has changed drastically. We are just renewing our friendships, and that is what it is. I remember the first Afghan officer was trained in the Indian Military Academy in 1948. And since then, we have trained so many of them in the Indian Military Academy and even in the National Defense Academy, and got them in large number of courses. And I must tell you, when Sher Mohammad Karimi was the chief of the the Afghan army, Kiani was the chief of Pakistan army, and Sher Mohammad Karimi used to tell me a number of times, Kiani used to tell him, why are you sending your officers and soldiers to Indian army? Why not you start sending into Pakistan? The general was very clear. Sher Mohammad Karimi Afghan army chief, no way, I'm not going to send my army officers and soldiers to become ISI agents. Okay, so this is the kind of Pakistan, the relationship is there. So we have traditional historical ties. And when I was there, let me tell you, I realized the most hated country in the world by the Afghans is Pakistan. There is no doubt. And I came across many Pakistanis also. They were students. There were people who were working there. I came across Pakistanis posted in their embassy, including their defense attaché and the Jawans. The kind of statement they used to tell me that we regret partition. India has gone where, and the way India is developing, and where is Pakistan gone down the drains. So what I'm trying to say, Afghans love us, and therefore the Afghans and India have been on one frequency since then, that we are going to fight against terrorism, and we will not allow any country to bulldoze either of the two countries, that is Afghanistan and of course India. We have been traditional allies, and historically, if you just see, I'll just remind the Pakistani guest, 1937 provincial elections, elections were held that time under the British rule. Despite passing the 1935 Act, that it will be based on religion-based elections. Despite that, in Muslim League won 0 votes in Sindh, only 1 vote in Punjab, and 0 vote in Northwest Frontier Pakistan. What does this imply? Correct. Everywhere the Indian National Congress had won. So what I'm trying to say is that this nation was founded on the concept of being the leaders of Muslim, and this is what exactly the Afghan guest brought out.
Exactly.
They want to be the leader of the Muslim world, but they cannot be, because they are misusing or misrepresenting Islam, and this is how they divided India. We were one nation. We fought together wars. 1857 mutiny, we were together. So these guys were just pleasing the British, and I think one of the Afghans mentioned, they are just pleasing the Americans, they are just pleasing the Chinese, they are just pleasing the Western world, they are just pleasing anyone who can support them. And let me today tell you, Trump is going to misuse them, use them and throw them away. Because a nation which has got no self-reliance, self-respect and self-identity. Look at the Afghans, the kind of respect and self-identity they have. They fight for their honor. Afghans are nationalists. They are not people who sell off their country. What has Pakistan army done for its own citizens? They have thrown them into the hell. So these are some
perhaps it's the fear of those flashbacks, Major General, that's causing all of this fear and panic reaction coming in from Pakistan. Of course, no response that they can give either diplomatically or even in terms of development. The only corrosive reality today is that this is what Pakistan does with all of its neighbors. Try and create trouble, spread terror, spread violence to get some kind of attention. And in this particular case, they are once again repeating that old strategy of theirs. Major General Sanjay Meston, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Zak Tanveer, Timur Safi, Major Nadeem, Dr. Saeed Elahi and Dr. Atikur Rahman. Thanks so much for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.